Hey, Lander, can you hear me? Can you hear my audio? Cool. I am waiting for Ssj Meta, some stuff of his in the background. And let me see. I might have to dip out and text him instead. Oh, I'm at home. Just on my setup here. He's over at home too. I think he just got off work very recently. Yeah, I'm sending a message to Ssj Meta. Oh, how do I make you a moderator? Does that work? Are you blue now? Well, I'm just waiting for him. We have. There we go. There we go. Cool.
I can't hear you at all, though. Hold on. 1 second. I still can't hear you. Oh, great. They can hear me, but I can't. Headphones.
Can you hear me now? Okay, cool.
Oh, I can hear you now. Awesome.
Awesome.
I'm sorry that took so long. I'm sorry, dudes.
Awesome. We got Lander and Jackie in the chat.
Oh, man. I
Alrighty.
didn't expect anyone to be here. Whoa.
I know, right? This is pretty cool.
Right
All
on.
right. You did you want to start with the like the bowl jam on the was it Friday? Was that
Yeah,
it?
totally. Friday. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, let's start there.
Um,
Like, when did you start leaving your place and what's going on
so
there?
I probably didn't leave till around like 3 o'clock or 3:30 or something like that. So I got there around 4 o'clock, and everything was already going on and happening already. I didn't expect anyone to be there that early because the bull jam didn't actually start till like 7 o'clock. So 4 o'clock, everybody was hanging out. I got to skate a little bit around, and the vibe was already hype. Like you could have guessed it was bitter cold already.
That's so awesome, dude. And were you guys just chilling? Like, so you got there at 4, and then the event started at 7, and you were just like hanging out with people, or were you jamming?
Yeah, just kind of hanging out. I never skated the bowl or anything, but like I was just hanging out with everybody. I went and met Ben for the first time in person, met Spook, just kind of saw who I knew there and just kind of hung out and watched what was going on, watched the bowl jam, skated a little bit with everybody. So that was cool.
That's amazing, dude. So I got your channel up here.
I see that. I see that. Right on. That's rad.
Is that playing? Oh, it just stopped. Oh, dang. Okay. Well, whatever. I got your channel on autoplay here,
I
and
just figured out how to see the chat now. All right.
cool, cool. What are they saying?
We're famous.
Oh, you're famous. I'm not famous. I kind of just know some bladers. You're the famous
Yeah,
one.
barely. But it was cool, like just seeing people in person for the first time. You know what I mean? Just being
Yeah,
around everybody, all the bladers you ever knew, and I was surprised how many people were there. Like just the night before, like just jamming, doing the bull jam thing. Like it was a crowded, packed house. Like there was no like bleacher set up, but still it
yeah.
was packed.
I saw that. Why was the bleacher put away anyway?
I just don't think they put them out yet. Like it looked
Oh,
like they rented them for the event, like not something they usually have there, and they just kind of brought it out, had it ready, and set it up the next day.
oh, awesome. Okay, I understand. So, okay, that all makes sense. And
Right.
so during the end of the bowl, when did you leave, and like what got you, like, were you tired or what happened there?
Oh, I stayed pretty much the whole night till the end of it, and then I took off and went home pretty much. Actually, I went out to my car and apparently left my lights on, so my battery died. And another blader, I'm not even sure of his name. I forget, but he jumped my car, and I just went straight home after that. I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Oh, dang. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's a good and a bad story.
right, right. It's eventful.
Okay, you sound really good on my headset here.
You do
And
too.
cool, perfect. So let's move along to the next day. Like, did you do something before? Because for me, it started at 10, and
Okay.
I don't. So did it start like at 1 o'clock for you over there?
It started at 9 a.m. for the trade show.
Oh,
And
okay.
I didn't make it, which I felt so bad about because I was supposed to get one of those 50-50 hats for Dustin, and I totally missed it by like 15 minutes because it was supposed to go till 1. And then the events kind of started, the warm ups, all that. And I got there at like 1:15.
I,
But I kind of peeked in and looked a little bit, you know what I mean? But it was a packed house. Like I had pre-purchased the tickets to skip the line, and like there were so many people there already that there wasn't even a line anymore. Like everybody was already there.
how does that work? Like, obviously I wasn't there. Was it like part of the skate park, or was it in like a different area?
When you walk in the front doors, there's just a counter there, and that's where you kind of check in there. And then it's just you walk through like a gate, and it's the whole skate park. Like the part you saw was kind of like one side of the park, and the bleachers kind of separated it from a smaller part. Like it's kind of that's the biggest stuff, and then there's medium and small stuff, kind of is how it goes. So you walk in, go to the right, and you're pretty much walking towards that way.
Oh, okay. So that part, I asked you for a better picture of the new 50/50 standard skate.
I know, and I'm like, ooh, I missed it all. Just didn't get
Okay.
there.
So I didn't get a chance to, like, we're just like testing this out. We didn't really
Right on.
script out the heat thing. Do you want to get into the heat thing now, or is there something before you want to talk about?
So, well, we'll just get to kind of jump into it. Um, but before, I guess, right before we do, if you want to place an order for any chickens, they're not going to be shipping until like the 15th of May. So you want to get your orders in. All right, Benny?
this, this guy sent me chickens 3 times, and
Three times.
every time it was wrong, dude. The
You
last time
know,
you
I got
Oh man. Okay.
No, no, but when I got there, because it was like 1:15, they kind of had the trade show was still going on, I think, as the warm ups went on. So it was like the heats had kind of started. I think I started watching around like heat two, maybe heat three, because I kind of walked around, checked out what was going on, and then what is Slander saying? There's no whole chickens. Ugh. See, you got to order them from me. But no, and I started watching and just kind of vibing and checking out what was going on. And I think I really, the one I paid attention to the most was like trees heats and then on. But like just walking around trying to get a good view because it was so packed. Like I was only on this side of the bleachers, on this side trying to get a good spot. But like they were all hype. Everybody was just killing it in every single heat.
How is your like mobility where like, I want to check out this one part and then like I want to check out another part like for you to be able to move through like the crowd, was it easy? Was it tough?
Well, kind of like you saw, it was all like that part was all outlined by people, so it was just a matter of getting in the right spot behind them or sneaking in front of them, and trying to get a good view of it. And me not being there, right away, I didn't really camp out a spot, but I kind of moved around and tried to get different angles and see as much as I could. I never got like way up there behind them or like kind of where the bull jam was up there, but I was pretty much on the outskirts and by the bleachers, which I didn't want to battle and go up there.
Yeah, that part I guess it was related to the thing I was talking to you about I think it was yesterday about the dude where he did like the front flip to the top sole.
That
Yeah.
was nuts.
Like are you the only one that got that clip or
Oh no, no, that definitely not. That was during the bull jam. I'm not
Oh,
even sure exactly who that was, but that was during that because they were skating in the bull most of the time, and then they transferred over to the mini ramp over there, and the stream couldn't follow because we didn't have long enough cords, or Ben didn't have long enough cords. We couldn't move the table that far, so you couldn't really see the rest of that. But there's tons of people filming everything. I mean, there should be clips of everything out there. I mean, there's
I was
cameras just
on the stream.
everywhere. Really?
Awesome. Yeah, I mean whatever is in the skate park,
Right, right.
Discord and the video. So,
That was
yeah.
crazy, man. I
Mhm.
mean, it's just flipping into grinds now. It's what's even happening.
I actually rewatched it and like my eyes were just open. I was like, dude, what is going on here?
Right, right.
Let's see. Lander is saying something about chickens. Oh, did I mess it up? What did he say?
Yeah, the chat disappeared.
Jackie
Let's
says the quality is
see.
good. Thank you, thank you.
Very good. Cool.
All right, so into the heat where
Shoot,
were you
I
moving
stole the
around?
other chicken. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Pretty much I'd stay in that spot for that heat and watch the whole thing and try to get some clips. But again, there's so many people and so many cameras. It was almost like I should have brought a selfie stick or something, but then I'd be in other people's way. But I'd stay in that spot for that heat. And then once that heat was over, go outside, have a smoke or whatever, and then come back and either get that spot back or pick another spot and check that out and watch it from a different perspective.
I thought your clips that you put on your YouTube were really great because like there are angles I never saw before.
Cool.
And okay, let's was there something between Heat 1 and Heat 2? Because like for me, like it just sort of just moved into the second heat from like, a viewer's perspective. Did something happen in between for you?
No, I think they just kind of did a warm up between before each heat, and they did like introductions, so the judges knew each person was, and so the crowd could see them, and just so they could get warmed up. It seemed like they kind of collected at the center of the skate park there, so that was between each heat. And they do that, but other than that, it kind of moved pretty fast up until um, just after trees heat, and then they took a long like an hour and a half break or something. But before that, every heat, 15 minutes or whatever it was, and then they'd break and do a warm up and introduce each person to the judges and move to the next heat.
Okay. Oh, that's exactly what I saw. I just, maybe you saw
Okay.
something different in the background that we weren't
No,
aware
just
of.
people just getting wild. I mean, behind where the Ben was and the camera is like a smaller part of the park, so there was always people kind of skating there, but it's nothing big. But like people were definitely skating on that side of it. There's always something going on. but nothing like big and eventful that I recall, at least.
So moving on to what you were saying about tree and then the I guess it was a 90-minute break. How did like the competitors accrue oh, Jackie's saying something. Uh-oh, it's to you.
I So that's through Teespring, and I ordered a Ssj Meta hoodie just before the Better Call Showdown, and I paid for like faster shipping and ended up getting there like just barely on time, but it took like a good week and a half or 2 weeks for it. Like I was surprised how long it took, but I think it's maybe because you're only ordering one. It's kind of not priority, but Teespring just prints whatever orders as they get them. So it might take a little bit of time, but you'll get it. And they are good quality. Everything I've ever ordered from them does work out well.
Are they satisfied? Is Jackie satisfied?
Days ago.
Okay. Yes. All right. So what I
Hopefully be
was
quicker than you expect.
so
Hopefully.
during the 90-minute intermission, how do how do the competitors like accrue points to like move to the next round or what? I don't even know how it works.
So the way with Bitter Cold, I think Ben showed it on live stream. If you go to the website, like they have a list of how it kind of works, and it doesn't really work in like a point system or like each individual run. It's just kind of like who is owning the night, who is killing it that night. Doesn't matter if you fall, doesn't matter. You're trying new tricks, you're getting the crowd going, you're kind of the highlight of the park is kind of how it works. So with each heat, who stands out it seems to be how it works.
Oh,
You know,
well, if that was the case, I disagree with some of the so
Mm, I mean, go to their website, go read what they're looking at. Like extra points for using the park in different ways you wouldn't expect to. Not real points, but like they're looking for those things. And I went to Bitter Cold. I don't remember if it was like 06, 07, or 07, 08, but it was at Vertigo in Ohio, and like it was hype. And like when Eric Bailey won it, because one of them he won, like the crowd, clearly Eric Bailey won the contest. Like he was killing the last tricks, and there was just no question. Like this one, like it was surprising. Like I really didn't know who was gonna win. But yeah, go read those rules and see what you think.
I yeah, polarizing to say the least.
I don't know.
All right, so through the heats, who we like, who we don't like. Let's move
Well,
past that.
real quick with the heats, one thing I want to say is Tree's heat it was probably my favorite because big fan. He's a great guy doing interesting tricks that nobody else is doing. But the crowd, when Tree did anything, they went nuts. Like
Yeah.
as much as some of the biggest skaters there, like the crowd, he was a crowd favorite. And so I kind of thought there was no way he couldn't move on just because the reaction. But you
A
know
lot of people felt that way too. At least one roundup, right? Like,
mm-hmm.
yeah, dude, I
Make it
I
to
agree.
semis or something. Like, yeah, he's not doing these huge spin to topsoul, this, that, but he's still doing unique things that are getting attention. So
Yeah,
I don't
there
know.
were many people that I disagreed with that should have moved one roundup at least.
You know.
But getting eliminated like that. Anyway, let's keep it happy. So,
Right. I mean, it was an amazing show. Everybody skated hard. Everybody went for it. You know what I mean?
yeah, for sure, Lander. Tree is definitely the blader of our hearts.
Totally, totally. Everybody loves the guy. So
So,
yeah, there was like a 90-minute break. So I went and had some like Jimmy John's, ate some food. It was a good time for everybody to kind of just get a break, refuel. People still were skating the whole time. You know what I mean? It never stopped from the time I got there the first day. Like people are just jamming the whole time. So 90-minute break, and then I went into the champion session, I believe,
okay.
and that was. I mean, the intro was really cool. Like first thing, Montre Livingston coming out. They turn the lights all off, so it's like dark in there, and then
Oh
spotlight comes on.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
I
Montre Livingston just flips, just nailing it, just killing it. And like it wasn't Final Countdown. I think it was Serious, the song Serious playing in the background, but it was kind of like this epic vibe. You know what I mean? and everybody's trying to do their trick, but like one more time because they'd miss it and try it again. But that was just the intro was super cool, I thought.
I can totally see that from your perspective, but from the viewer's perspective, like watching it, it was just dark and we just saw the white
Right.
turtle and the
You
light wasn't like fast enough to catch the blader.
right.
Yeah, that
I
was
mean,
not cool.
in theory, I could see what they were going for. Like it did turn out kind of cool, but you're landing tricks in the dark with a spotlight in your face. That's like Montre came out and flipped, and I couldn't believe it. Like that would be tough to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But from
Um
our perspective, it was just like this theatric, I guess.
there was a blader that like said the light was too like in the competition said the light was too bright. Were you aware of that?
Like the spotlight or just the lights
Yeah,
in general.
the spotlight. The spotlight was on them and they were on the quarter where I think it was Savage that did that Soul 360 Soul.
Right. Um, I mean, just a spotlight in general. They're hot, they're bright. I mean, yeah, you could tell that like that was causing some difficulty. But it was hard to hear the announcers for me a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Music was blasting. Like some of the ramps I was sitting on were bumping because the bass was so loud. So I feel like if they turned that down a little bit, we might have been able to hear. Um, but you could tell it was blind, you know. But it was cool looking. You know what I mean?
I can't really agree with that
Like
from the viewer. Like I couldn't
oh,
see
from your
anything.
view,
Yeah.
it totally would have been a bummer. Totally. It's definitely one of those in person, you got to be there to experience and things. Like it brought me back to like going to some concert in the 90s or like early 2000s when I was a kid or something. And it's just like, ah,
Oh, Richard's in there. He says that Austin said he didn't like the light. I think it was him.
okay.
Okay,
Like I
Richard.
could totally see that. Yeah,
How
we
do
got
I
a bunch of
make
people talking in here.
how do I make him as moderator, managing moderator? Does that work? All right, cool. You should have a wrench now, Richard. First time I did this, I was
Exactly,
so hyped.
Lander.
I
Oh,
forgot to
yeah.
give everyone wrenches, man. Okay, so I I think I heard that you left a little earlier than I expected. Is that true for you?
On the first night or the second night?
The actual event. Did you leave earlier
I
than you would have liked?
stayed until it closed down, and basically like the competition was over and everybody was walking out. And I kind of hung around for a little bit and just checked out the scene, and then I just took off for the night. Everybody seemed to be kind of going home or kind of had plans or whatever, so I just took off for the night.
You didn't go to any like after parties or like jam sessions?
No,
Oh, okay.
no. I was hoping to skate on Sunday, and I heard some people might have been going up to the do-it-yourself park in Detroit. It was kind of cold, so I'm like, eh. So I didn't make it anywhere skate with anyone Sunday. Just pretty much the first day is where I did most of the skating, just
Oh,
the
okay.
bowl jam session, and then bitter cold. I was just a spectator.
Okay, yeah. I I tried to like see you like sometimes in the video.
Right.
I could only see it when like when Spook called up, but like when I talk to you in the background, you're like, I'm over here, and I'm like, I still can't see you, dude. but
Well, during the bull jam, I was standing like behind the camera. Like when Ben was playing Austin in the Blade game, I was
mhm.
like sitting behind the live stream, like just making sure it didn't explode and seeing, if anything happens, let them know
Oh,
or whatever. So I was kind of behind the camera, and that's when I got the front flip and all that footage was like right then. So that was
oh,
happening. He was there, and I think Spook went over there and was doing some filming of his own. So they were kind of busy doing that thing, and I was over here doing that. And then in a lot of the videos, you'll see me like by the bleachers, standing kind of by the corner in the bleachers. But the only clip I got like actually skating was during the first day. Like I think Dustin said he saw me. I skated a couple times in that kink ledge. Other than that, I'm just an extra.
you're not no extra. You're the man. Let's see. What else do we have on here that we can do this? Did you want to move into the Tom Moisey thing this time, or do you want to do that next time?
Yeah, let's do that next time.
Okay,
Let's
okay,
do that one next time. So we'll
all
see what
right.
happens in the next 24 hours, or because it's
Mm,
it's it's a little hot right now.
it is, yeah. so,
We'll see what direction.
all right. So, do you want to You want to stop it here, and then we'll come back to this tomorrow or whenever.
Yeah, I mean, as far as that stuff goes, we'll kind of talk about that. The winner, the Tom Moist thing. Like, I'm glad that everything is like working out with this live stream. The sounds good, looks good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But from your perspective with the live stream, like we kind of talked about me, and you said like the champions one wasn't so easy to see, but the rest of it, like, how did you feel about it in general, at least?
Uh, well, really, myself, Tom, Richard Spear, Dustin, we had our hands full with like a bunch of people just saying
Oh,
crazy stuff in the chat. So,
that's
like
right.
it's kind of like one eyeball on the event and the other eyeball, and like, hey, don't say this crazy stuff. Thank you.
Right, like keep it cool.
So yeah, I did have to rewatch it, and I mean, for the most part, I thought it was awesome. It was, unlike the other one. What is the one in Europe called? The one we just watched?
Winter Clash.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
ending of Winter Clash was just like, dude, just show the podium, like, come on,
Right,
man.
right. Exactly. He kept going over here and there. And I just didn't see it like it was that bad because I actually ended up plugging in my headphones and listening to Ben because I couldn't hear the announcers at Bitter Cold. So it was better for me to listen to the live stream. So I could see it and I'm like, what kind of do you want? They didn't have the ability to have people out there following people with cameras. They were stuck up in a corner in the bleachers with some power right there. They didn't get access to like the stuff that they were supposed to, I don't think. And like, not that anybody was, purposely doing that, just didn't work out, I don't think. And they did the best they could. And I thought it was rad. You could see a good view of everything at once. It's, you're going to follow every person in every heat. Like, I don't
I
know.
thought it was really good. The only thing that we couldn't see was the thing after, I guess, the bowl. So there was the park, the bowl, and there was another event. Oh yeah, you moved the camera around for that, and the cord wasn't long enough.
Right, right. So with the bull jam, like we were able to like he had it set up where you could see the bull jam and like kind of the view I had with the top soul trick, the
Hmm.
best they could do. And then when they moved over to the mini pipe, which I don't know if that was planned or what, because I thought it was the bull jam, but they moved over there anyways, and they just didn't have a way to move it over there, so they just kind of pointed it back towards the park and did the best they could and gave everybody, at least something to watch.
Did you go over there yourself and watch the mini jam over there?
Yeah, I went over there a little bit and
Okay.
watched. Like it was pretty crowded. I went over there and saw most of it, and then I kind of took off and watched everything and found out my car battery died. And
Oh,
yeah, you know what I mean. I think I
ouch.
went out to like have a smoke or something, and then I'm like, oh great, guess I gotta fix this and go home. But you know, it worked out.
All right, awesome. So I think the mic check is over, and we're
And
gonna.
this turned out really good. I mean, I from my perspective, I can hear you, I can see you. The quality is really good. So hopefully for everyone else.
Lander says, "I thought it was good in spite of what was available. People are going to have opinions." Yeah, yeah, totally right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's totally fine. And maybe there are some things that can be improved. You know what I mean? But I think everybody was just trying to do the best they had with what they have with a little bit of time, and let's be happy. We got to see Bitter Cold.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty sad about that being the last one.
I have
Uh,
this feeling that they might do two more times. A lot of people wanted it. And if it isn't, it'll be similar. Like someone's got to pick it up. But you might not be out of your chance yet. Who knows?
well, I'm going to what is that next one called? The Winter Cup, and it's not the same, dude.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
just not as cool because I mean, like I can drive there, like you can drive to Bitter Cold, right? But the
Right.
the the environment is just nowhere nearly as cool. Like not even a little bit,
I
dude.
bet. Right, right. That
Uh,
I mean, any comp is awesome. Some are definitely cooler than others.
Lander says Miguel Ramos is taking down the ramps. Some ramps are up for sale.
The ramps from Bittercold?
That doesn't make
Which
sense.
ramp?
It's a park
No,
itself, right?
Modern Skate Park? I'm confused. I'm sorry.
Let's see. What do you say? What do you mean, Lander? Bitter cold ramps.
Well, I know a bunch of them they added, like anything that was that turquoise color was either they refreshed it for bitter cold or they added it. So I would doubt that some of them would be for sale or something. Like they changed the park up a little bit for bitter cold. I'll send you some pictures in the Discord, like some before and after of like they added that long flat to down rail that only a couple people really did, but that wasn't there like a few weeks ago. So they definitely changed the park for the event. So that's super cool that they're selling ramps. I mean, it'd be awesome to have one of those.
You have
You know what I
space for
mean?
it?
Like, no, not a chance, not a chance. But it'd be cool in a dream.
Awesome, dude. All right. So let's maybe around a lunchish to or I guess one ish. I don't know.
One,
Just keep like just keep track of me in the in the
yeah,
Discord, I
I'm
guess.
tomorrow. I'm available anytime. We'll get a hold of each other, and whatever's a good time for everyone to hang out.
So the phone thing, like I don't really have an issue with. The thing is I want to put this on my computer and like actually play this like in the middle of us. Like
Okay,
yeah. Um
that would be
and
cool. Yeah,
and you
if you
know,
want to test anything beforehand too, we can do whatever. Like, I'll be available.
yeah, that's the thing is like I'll need help and I told you who's gonna help me. And so
Gotcha.
that'll be like a little bit later. But
All
yeah,
right, right on, right on.
if we're gonna do this the other way, yeah, totally, man. So
But
yeah,
yeah, this worked out. This format, just discussion, hanging out, talking. This is cool.
cool, dude. Talk to you tomorrow then.
All right, later, dude.
All right, bye everyone.
See ya.